Where did you grow up?
I grew up right here in Philly.
What was your childhood like?
Oh boy. Well, I guess for the most part it was a normal childhood, you know. I got into trouble, my sister got into trouble. Oh boy, let me see. No, it was a good childhood. You know, I had a good mom.
Who were your favorite relatives?
My favorite relatives? My Aunt Regina and Uncle Joe. They were, and my Aunt Celia and Uncle Joe. I had two Uncle Joes.
Do you remember any of the stories that they used to tell you?
Well, my Uncle Joe, who was my mom's brother, he was in the Navy, and he used to tell me a lot of stories about when he was in the Navy during the Second World War. But I was always interested in that.
How did you and your grandpa or grandma meet?
How did my grandmom and grandpa meet?
No, Amanda. How did you meet Grandpa?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I remember. Let me see. I was walking with my friend around the neighborhood. We lived in Port Richmond. And we walked by this restaurant, Valentina's restaurant. It was a hangout, you know? And your grandfather, before it became your grandfather, he was hanging out with some of his friends there. And he started whistling. And he knew my name. He knew from asking his friends what my name was. So he kept calling to me, and I was telling him to buzz off. And he finally got desperate enough. He came running across the street to me, you know. And he's grabbing hold of my hand, and he's saying, "I'd really love to date you." He said, "I'm really serious. I would love to date you and get to know you better." And my friend Tony, she knew him and all, and she said, "Yeah, he's a nice guy, you know. You should go out with him." But that's literally how we met. I'm sorry, I'm having trouble talking today.
What was my mom like when she grew up?
Oh, God.
Oh, she was a demon. She says she was good, but boy, I could tell stories about her. No, she was a good girl. She was normal. I put these around normal.
Do you remember any songs that you used to sing to?
To your mom?
Yeah, to my mom. And can you sing them now?
No. I couldn't even think of singing them now. But, oh no, I used to sing "You Are My Sunshine" to her. That's an old song.
You have to sing that at school. Alright, was she well behaved? Just my daddy's reaction. Too well.
Oh God. I know she would kill me if I told her his stories. You want to say something, Mike? No, I wouldn't tell any of the stories really. No, she was a good kid. She used to torture her little brother Joey a lot, but she was a good kid.
What was the worst thing she ever did?
You're really pressing it, aren't you?
Look, they were on the website, okay?
Oh my God. I know she's at home praying right now.
She never looked at the questions, so.
She'll find
Let
out
her
later.
Look at the questions first. Then I'll let her watch it.
Uh-huh. Oh my God. Well, I don't even know if I can really tell this story.
Oh God. Remember, I go to a Catholic school. Just
I
remember.
know. But it was an innocent thing that she did. She was only, what, maybe about a year and a half, 2 years old at the time.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, she,
That was way far back then.
she sort of did something in her diaper and she rubbed it on the wall.
Roman did that.
I know.
And
I
did
know
that.
he's taking after her
I
and
did that
after.
So it's like a chain reaction in the family, huh?
Well, I never did that as a child.
What were your parents like?
Well, my father, I remember some things about him, but he died when I was 2.5 years old, you know. But my mom, she was good. She was an angel, really. Putting up with me and with my sister. But so my dad, he had some problems and he died very young, so I couldn't say much about him. I used to love it when my mom would sit down with me and she would tell me about her childhood, about growing up and all. And I really miss her. I do miss her.
What were your grandparents like?
Well, my grandfather I never knew. He died before I was even born. My grandmother was a whip. She really was. I mean, I used to feel embarrassed at times because she would walk around in summer months with a wool coat on.
In the summer?
Yeah.
Oh,
And she would. She used to let me come to her home and like spend the night with her and all. And like when I was really little, she used to rub my feet to help me relax and fall asleep. But she used to sing me songs in Polish and all.